Put up by MSNBC, published 2 days ago on the 19th. Title, Story is Getting Worse, Not Better. New details revealed on Trump's assassination probe. Plays for 4 minutes and 25 seconds. Let's have a listen.
In the meantime, we want to get you up to date on some chilling new video that appears to show the gunman in the moments leading up to the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. This video seems to show the shooter walking outside the security perimeter before the former president took the stage. It could be part of the critical evidence that is allowing authorities to put together a tick-tock of what happened. And that timeline is raising even more questions about how this could have happened in the first place. In a briefing with FBI and Secret Service officials and Senate lawmakers, we are learning new details, including 62 minutes elapsed between the time the shooter was photographed as a suspicious person and when those shots were fired. Potentially even more shocking, Secret Service spotted the shooter 10 minutes before Donald Trump took the stage. I want to bring in former Assistant Director for Counterintelligence at the FBI, Frank Figliuzzi, also an MSNBC national security analyst. What do you make of this new reporting, Frank?
Well, Chris, the story is getting worse, not better, and may continue to get worse. There was too much time elapsed between the time that law enforcement knew they had a suspicious person and then knew there was somebody on the roof and finally took action. And of course, that was a day late and $1 short. We're also looking increasingly at the possibility, Chris, and I emphasize possibility, that this weapon used by the shooter was pre-staged somewhere. The photos, the descriptions we're hearing of him being suspicious are not centered on possessing a weapon, but rather possessing a rangefinder. That could imply that he hid the weapon, and that would be consistent with the reporting that we know he visited the rally site days before the event. So now we get into questions of, was a protective sweep done of this building that was identified as a threat? Did anybody sweep it? Anybody look for weapons, bombs? We don't know, and we need to know. And increasingly, we're going to see calls for the Secret Service director to either resign or be fired.
And of course, no gun was seen. Nobody saw him walking around with a gun, as you well point out. But if you're charged with the security of the former president of the United States and candidate for president about to officially be the nominee, isn't a rangefinder, carrying around a rangefinder, enough to suggest to you, we have to get this person immediately?
So yes, probably. The good news is law enforcement was searching for him. They lost him. Reportedly, a sniper lost him in his sights.
Well, if they were searching for him, they should have taken Trump off the stage.
He was scanning the crowd, knowing we're looking for this suspicious person. But also, I do have to point out two things quickly. One, very common at these events to spot a suspicious person. You want that to happen. You want people and police to say on their radios, this guy's bothering me. That happens all the time. With regard to the rangefinder, let's remember it's used by golfers. It's used by surveyors. It does not necessarily in and of itself mean you have a shooter.
We're also learning that the shooter visited the rally site in the days leading up to the attack. Now they're saying probably to scope it out. At what point do they have security or people who will be on the lookout for someone who might be suspicious in an area like that? Would they have been there days before?
Oh, no, not days before. They don't for a rally. They don't typically post up until the day of the rally. They conduct their advance. And then they make plans to sweep. They'll have a bomb dog or not. But the problem here is, again, it's all going to come down to that decision to put this high-risk building outside the Secret Service perimeter. That is the fatal flaw here.
Frank Figliuzzi, a lot of questions being raised by different pieces of information every day. Thank you for helping us to understand their significance.
Hey there, Ed.
So, what do you think, huh? I'll attach the link. Look at it, and thanks for listening.